Check, 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 1, 2, check. Check, 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 1, 2, check. Okay, looks good. Stream looks good. Let's go ahead and tweet it out. We're going to change our streamer text. Actually, it's fine. Keep track of those play mistakes. That's important. That's the most important number that's up there. The boys are awake. I'm going to send them to bed in 30 minutes. Hopefully it's not going to drag my internet connection down, even though I told them to stop using the internet. So this deck has been doing pretty well for me. So we were playing mono wild, and we're starting to see a fair amount of the wild type of decks where they play, they're just kind of all in, kind of like what we were. And I'm not seeing a lot of removal, and I'm not seeing a lot of blood decks or decks with removal. What are you doing? All right. So well, that's what we're basically playing. We're basically playing a deck with a fair amount of removal. This one's a little bit interesting to play because some of our removal isn't as obvious as it might be, like Hawkward Turn. This is important to use at the right time because when we transform the target, it's going to keep all of its buffs. So we basically want to make really good cards like this guy, for instance, into like a 2/2 flyer, which is a lot more manageable for us, and then like kill it later with like Scars of War or like Winter's Grasp or something like that. Plus, it's going to Fate Weave for us, and we can play it at quick action speed, which means we can play it in our opponent's turn. Super important. Yeah, we just have a lot of removal in here. We also have at the top of our curve this guy who just kind of ends games. Once he hits the table, like I'm either drawing cards or voiding targets or just dealing straight up damage. A lot of times I end up just dealing damage where it's just like, here's 10 damage for your face. I just paid 7, here's 10 to the face. A lot of times that's what this ends up being. Especially with like this guy as well. I mean, he does a lot of damage. Yeah, and it's just like he's always present in the deck where I can deal 5 damage to something if I need to. So super powerful cards. It's just a lot of removal. We got the Silver Talon Adjudicator for the you know, the matchups where it is that we're going to be spending cards, basically the control matchups, that sort of thing. So that guy helps there. I'm not sure what my reserves should be. Actually, I don't think I have artifact removal per se, or do I? Okay, yeah, I've got Arcane Rust for my artifact removal. Maybe it's some of the other removal I'm missing. I need constant removal. That's really what I need. So I might look for that real quick. So we're looking for removal for constants. That's going to be efficient. It'd be good if it was multicolored, because our champion power allows us to shovel multicolored cards back into our deck. And so if we spend something or expend it or it gets killed and it ends up in our crypt instead of in our place out of play, then that's good for us. When it deals damage, yeah, so we actually need to filter this down a little bit. We can't look at wild cards or blood cards because we're just diamond, sapphire, and ruby. Red, white, and blue, so I called it America. Although I suppose there are other nations that would also fit that description. We could go with Fabries. It seems kind of bad. That seems not like what we want. We want so we might actually just go with the Leyline Purifier. Might be the best constant removal we can play. We may just do that. Put target troop would cost 4. No, that's not really that. Yeah, I think Leyline Purifier might actually be the best one. Constants and troops get summon an angel. That's kind of cute, I guess. I think there's a diamond card which actually removes 3. We got Scouring Light that just destroys all constants, but that would be bad for us, actually. That brings things back. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of things. I mean, we got Dispel, I guess. I think I like Leyline Purifier better. Most of the time if someone's playing a constant, they're not doing it on turn 1. They're doing it on turn 3 or 4. Yeah. So... yeah, I think we'll just play like maybe just one Purifier. There is a constant deck out there that's a Diamond Blood that can do some damage, but most of the time, like Dark Heart of Nolzan does a good job of also removing those constants as well, because they don't have most of them. Well, I don't think there's any of them that have sockets in them. So yeah, Clash of Steel can also do that. Can also remove constants. It's possible. It depends on what our opponent chooses. I like this because it's multicolored. Maybe put 2 purifiers in here and just go down to 1 of each of these. Interrupt a blood or wild card. And then this one does damage. And then we have our catch-all interrupt a non-troop card. This also will work against constants as well. Yeah, let's go down 1 on those for sure. And blood or wild card. This is kind of narrow, but should be fine. Quick action speed is kind of a big deal on this one. This is probably going to be a little bit more useful, just given the number of Diamond Wild decks that I'm starting to run into now. So the dishwasher is running, which is making some noise. That's going to shut off here in a couple of minutes. Let's go ahead and clear the chats. Everything looks good. And save it off. We should probably pick a cool deck back. Let's see. Select sleeve. Yeah, actually, that's probably what we want. We could do that one. We could keep doing that one. This is or we could change it to this one. Ooh, it's a little bit more fluorescent. I don't know if I have a red, white, and blue one. I suppose that's fine. I'm just going to X that out. And I think I already have, I'm doing a new battle board tonight. So yeah, I'm doing my ship battle board. I also bought this one. The jungle battle board is also very nice. So let's go ahead and save. And let's hit him. Hit him very hard. If we see that there's enough people in the draft queue, I might try to do a draft, but I'm kind of getting to a place where I'm giving up on drafts actually happening. Yeah, there's 2 out of 8. If there's 4 out of 8, I might sit in the draft queue for a little while, but otherwise, that's just boring for me to do that while I'm streaming, because you can't do 2 things at once in Hex. You can't sit in a queue and then do something else. I think that's definitely something that needs to happen. America! I should get that queued up, that little like thing. Every time I win, you know? Although I marked my channel as family friendly, so maybe I shouldn't do that. That would probably be bad. America! Elliot, play in a different room. You got 20 minutes, buddy. Oh, even Constructed is taking a while to kick off here. I guess that's fine because dishwasher is still doing Plugging away. Doing its thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Well, I hope it's not too annoying. It'll calm down here in a minute. Like in 10 to 20 minutes, that is. I haven't ported anything out to YouTube in a long time. Like probably about a month, more than a month. I'm more or less focusing on Twitch these days. It's hard to like set aside time. That's not what we wanted. Hold on, let's cancel out of this so we can close that. Do this again. Come on. I did do some ladder matches. We're now at whatever this is, like gold 2. So we're about halfway there to getting to the highest rank in Hex, and then beyond that, it's just trying to get in the top 100. So we're on our way. We're starting to run into some real decks. You know, it just depends. Basically, if someone actually has whatever the highest rank is, then they've got an actual deck typically that they can play against you. I know it's been a long time since Hex came out with a new set, and we're worried that, you know, hopefully that it may not ever come out with a new set again. But honestly, like between set 1 and set 2, I streamed that so much, and I came up with ideas for that, like so many ideas. I thought that I would completely be bankrupt on ideas, but I still had a good 3 or 4 more I probably could have tried out, even before set 2 came out. So that's only with one set. I mean, that's like 300 cards, and I think we've got maybe 1,200 cards, maybe 1,300 cards open to us. So that should be fine, right? Right? Yeah. Banana. Welcome to the channel. You're a new one. I haven't seen you before. Oh, here we go. Positivity bot's always in here. I don't know if that's really a person or not. I tend to think not, because it has bot in the name. Commander Root, always good to see you. And we got Slow Cool, and you guys are shout outs. Oh, I guess it changed my sleeve anyways. I'm gonna change it back after this. We'll go first. This person is running exactly what we said we're running up against. So we have to have removal. So Winter's Grass is going to be super important here, and then Blaze of Glory is also going to be important. The biggest issue is being able to play these cards. We don't have Diamond. We can Fate Weave into something. Hopefully we'll get the Diamond. So we're hoping for Diamond. I'm going to keep this hand, but it's a very loose hand. Give him GLHF. GLHF. I only kept it if this was not a Fate Weave resource, I would not have kept this. But yeah, we're gonna Fate Weave for a resource, of course. We ended up doing that a fair amount. We want to hit resources pretty often in this deck. I believe we're running like 26 resources, and that's fine because we have a lot of ways to shuffle our graveyard or our crypt back into our deck, so it's usually okay. Okay, not exactly what we're looking for. Yeah. The other nice thing about this is I don't think there's anything that needs double shards for anything in this deck that I can think of. Yeah, I can't think of a card that needs double shards. We're going to be siding in more removal against this deck. We might even side out one of our adjudicators, but that does help us keep up on health. Okay, this isn't looking great. We do need to draw another resource here. The Runic Upheaval is actually super good in this matchup because it does give us some more removal, which is nice. Yeah, we basically have a hand of unplayables. at this point, so we may end up losing here if we don't draw the right stuff. So it can't be blocked or targeted by opposing non-prismatic cards. Well, all my cards are prismatic. When you play a resource, this gets +1/+1. Exhaust opposing troops. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's great because I've got a ton of prismatic cards just hanging out in my deck. Unfortunately, I can't play anything. This Sabretooth can't target that guy because of the way what his card says, because it's a non-prismatic card. But at least we have removal now for something else, potentially. The problem is it throws the Sabretooth back into our deck, and then we might draw it and miss another shard call. Okay, we definitely kill this guy. Yep. Okay, well at least we have something to kill off this guy. We cannot let this guy just hang out. That's fine. We'll take 3 here. We really need the diamond. We need the diamond. We need to shine bright like a diamond. Nope. Guidance would be helpful if we had diamond to use it. So. Yep. Yep. Need that diamond. But, I mean, it's not too bad. We took care of that's kind of a big threat. If this guy sits out for too long, especially when I'm casting all these spells and stuff, I think it doesn't actually count as me casting a spell, so that was one of the best things I could have used to actually remove that guy was the 7/7 guy, because I was discarding the card to deal that damage. He's not out of Blaze of Glory range yet, but he will be soon. Luckily, he doesn't have a lot of counters in this type of a deck. There's our diamond. Yep, definitely need that diamond shard here. Unfortunately, we can't kill it with this right now because this only does 3 damage and he's at 4/4. So I think we have to guidance here. And we're gonna get another resource, so we're set up for next turn. We really need to keep dropping resources, so. We can Blaze of Glory if he drops something else that we can target with it, so that's definitely going to happen because we got a lot of spells to use up, or we can always Winter's Grasp. Just gonna Verdant, sure. That plays a lot of things. Yep, this thing's getting massive. I can't deal with it right now. I was getting close to being able to deal with it until I did that. 7's a lot. I don't know that I have anything that just sweeps the field in this deck. I can heal a fair amount. I can hit him just to heal if I wanted. If I just felt like I needed some healing. I'm going to take this damage no matter what. If I heal, I'll do it in his end step. Put a target action card from Crypt into your hand. Oh, he does it again. Right, so his portal. So we can do portal again. Alright, so we need to heal a bit here. We're just doing this just to get some healing. That's not the best. I need to have double ruby and double sapphire, otherwise this does damage to me. So we're not playing that here. So take me down to 5, which is the exact number of cards he has, which means I don't get to draw any cards, so it does heal me. I can only do 5. I could Runic Upheaval. I could Blaze of Glory him. I think we just have to sit on this, unfortunately, on this board state. Yeah, he just got out of hand. He just got out of range too quickly. This guy, his turn 1 play. Sure, that's fine. Okay, I'll take 7. I don't know why he didn't play a resource first. Seems like he would want to do that. Or play his portal again. Okay, that's interesting to me. Just gonna get a resource off of his guy because I did that. Winter's Grass seems like it might be kind of bad in this matchup, actually. Okay. Let's go with non-resource at this point. And I gotta throw up a blocker. So we're gonna play Talon to draw cards here and gain some life back. That way I have a chump blocker for him. I can Hawkward turn him in a turn. So we've got a blocker. We're in okay shape. We finally have an answer for this. Well, actually, he should keep his buffs. But at least I can target him. At least I can target him. Yeah, unfortunately this doesn't... Oh, no, it does revert him. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, that's fine. He gets some coins or whatever, but... Yep, sure. Uh-huh. Yep. At least he doesn't have Crush. So he you know, if he had Crush, he can crush over my guy and do more damage. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. We're about to shuffle in this guy anyways, so that's fine. Play our resource. We will... We're going to Hawkward turn this guy now. Non-resources at this point. And then we have to wait till his upkeep to Blaze of Glory this guy. So we're going to do that right there. And he'll be a 4/4 so we can Blaze of Glory him. It's not even that much of a reason for me to shuffle things in because I'm about to play another card to shuffle back into my deck. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just... You know what? I need a lot of health, so I'm just going to use it all because I have nothing else to spend it on. And the extra 1 resource doesn't help me anyways. We're just giving him a ton of resources, really. See if he has anything to counter this. That's cool. Alright. So now we can skip... We don't need that draw step anymore, so we'll turn that off. So he has priority to play a resource, and if he had played a resource, it would have been more difficult to kill that guy. I have to respond to the resource play, and the resource play is it already buffs him as soon as it goes on the stack. I don't even know if that goes on the stack. So yeah, no, I'm taking 5 here, I guess. So I can Winter's Grasp that guy. Same thing during his upkeep because he did the same thing where he threw momentum on him. So yeah, okay. Or I'll just place him out of play with my Doombringer, whatever. That's cool too. We can now play this thing. And doesn't matter. I'll just go with that one, I guess. Doombringer's just going to place him out of play. And we'll shuffle our thing in and draw a card. And get a Silver Talon. And every card... No, it's Runic Upheaval. So Runic Upheaval adds damage to the cards we draw with it. It draws 2 cards eventually. Okay, cool. That's cool. He main decked this. That's surprising. At the end of the day, it's just like a 5/5. I guess that helps a little bit. I can just Winter's Grasp that thing during his upkeep. And we might as well just leave it on. It's on already, yeah. So we'll Winter's Grasp that guy during his upkeep, probably. Let's go non-resource here. And we'll get that guy during his upkeep. Let's go ahead and play an Adjudicator, gain some health. I'm right under the where I need to be to gain that health. We have Winter's Grasp open, so that's fine. We could even Blaze of Glory if we had to. I think I'll probably just take the 5 damage here, because I have Blaze of Glory. Yeah. I could Blaze of Glory his guy right now, actually. I have to discard that to get the shard. I'll do that in his end step. And we are going to Winter's Grasp this guy. Eventually, we're going to get there where he'll just run out of things. I think most of the stuff just gets placed out of play. He doesn't even have a chance. Sure. Yeah, this seems like a... Well... Let me go Blaze of Glory this guy. And I can play Dark Heart and make him discard that thing. Oh, you got me. You got him. I can Upheaval and Dark Heart. Swift Strike and Flight. Let's Upheaval here. Oh, that's not cool. Is this when it comes into my hands? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that to trigger Upheaval. Might as well get the Diamond Shard, right? So trigger that, draw me another card. Okay, we can play him next turn. Play our Dark Heart here. See what he discards. What you gonna discard? Maybe this guy. Probably this guy. Yep. Taking 10, is that okay? Oh wow. Yeah, wildlife's bad. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I definitely need a sweep. We definitely need to put in whatever it is. I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. We need to put that in here. Yeah, that's a pretty good wildlife there. I need to put counters in for sure. I can't even really kill anything with this. So it does 5. Well, I guess I can kill that thing. I can kill. Fine. Just play this guy, kill that guy. I think he wins this match, actually. Oh, I can do 5 damage to an opposing troop. I guess I will do it. So I'll do it to this guy. I guess I could have played Hawkward turn. Well, I guess I could have still done it. I should have Hawkward turned something and then killed it, but... Let's see what we draw. Scars of War. Kind of. Well, I can do... I can't do both of these. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I guess. Does this guy have crush? No. We're gonna have to block this guy. But we're still taking 7, whatever that is, 12, 19, 22. It's pretty bad. Well, I can get rid of maybe some of it. Well, I guess I get rid of this thing and then block here. No, I block one of these. I don't think I can survive here. Swinging away. Oh, I guess I could have Hawkward turn first. No, I need to do that now, actually. Let's do this. Oh, it didn't let me use this. Oh, I don't have the extra 2. It really doesn't matter. I'm taking too much. Okay, but we know we need a side in. At least. Okay, so we need this. No, we need this for sure. We need Clash. I think I can get rid of, well, I can get rid of Winter's Grass. That was not great in this matchup. I need multi-shard kill cards. I don't know if Scars of War is great here either. It is removal for those early threats. But it's double ruby. I do have a double ruby card in here, and that's Scars of War. I feel like I need another Dark Heart. I feel like that's the card, but I might need more Clash of Steel. Is there something I can shard into this thing? Rage. I guess not. I'll save and we'll see how it goes. Well, that early drop, my goodness. That thing really smacked me pretty good. Nope. That's unfortunate. This is not our night. So yeah, that's it. We might just want to surrender the match at this point. If we don't draw another shard, it's over. We're supposed to get rid of those hands, I thought. Take some damage. Let's go, what, Sapphire or Ruby? Sapphire. Yeah, Sapphire. I can counter a wild card, at least. Guidance is fine. We have to draw shards for the next 2 turns, then play an Adjudicator. I mean, I suppose it could be worse. I have 2 plays in hand. And if I don't draw... Okay, that's... We have to do this in his end step. Well, diamond or ruby. Actually, let's do it now? Yeah, if we do it now, we'll still have enough where we can counter, so... Yeah, we have to do it now. It costs us 1 to do that. But I need 2 in order to cast the Confounding Ire or the Hawkward Turn, so... Top deck and shards. At least. So far. Luck is with us tonight. Mold of 5 though, so I mean, there's that guy again. I can't counter it. It's not what I need it to be, but I can sting it. So we'll let it resolve and we'll sting it next turn. I don't need a Hawkward turn it. This does 3. 3 damage. Champion or troop. Interrupt an action. It costs 3 or less. We can also interrupt actions with this. This might be a card I need to just main deck. Can't I? Oh, no, I don't have 3 resources. Okay, we'll do it. Now we'll do it. Ta-da! Now he's open to play anything he wants, though. That's the problem. We did draw into Clash of Steel, but we need double diamond to make it work. We can Hawkward turn something, though, if we need to. If it's something, like, ridiculous like that. Yeah, we'll definitely Hawkward turn that guy. This guy's going to give him, like, a resource every time I play a card. We don't want that. This doesn't do enough damage, so we have to do this, unfortunately. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do it now. Let's do that right meow. We need a resource right now. We need resources. So that also helps us set up for resources, I guess. Blaze of Glory can actually kill 1 troop in his deck for sure. Nothing really is new in Hex per se. You know, I'm just kind of chilling out playing the same sets that have been out for like the last 5 months. I don't know, something like that. People are really worried about the game. So they couldn't counter that guy. I didn't have the resource. I think I didn't. Did I miss a resource drop there? If I would have had it, I might have been okay. Oh, he's going to go in and go in on it because I didn't counter the guy. Luckily, I'm going to draw a resource here, and I'll be able to Blaze of Glory this guy. 2 damage every turn is fine. Okay, but now I have to wait till his turn to Blaze of Glory, but still. There's not a lot of defense for his characters in this deck. The big thing that killed us was when he played that thing that made a whole bunch of dudes. That was the thing that really killed us in that last match. I don't think we want to play Adjudicator just yet. We need double diamond for Clash of Steel, so we'll get our diamond here. And we will just wait till his draw step and then kill his guy with Blaze of Glory. His guy is going to go out in a Blaze of Glory. Right, meow. Unfortunately, again, this opens him up to basically play whatever he wants to, like this. Make a gold elemental. Yeah, I'm starting to see people play this more often. Clash of Steel can deal with this. But I'm basically waiting for him to go super wide with that whatever card before I Clash of Steel. Okay, he's got more cards than me. He's got more life. No, I actually have more life than him somehow. I almost want to wait to Confounding Ire here so I can draw cards. Yeah, let's just wait. We'll Confounding Ire or something. Taking 2 damage is better for me because I'll gain I'm going to gain it back anyways. So I'm just going to sit on this board state. Take the 2 damage. So I have something to counter now. Counter his next whatever dude that he keeps playing. That's fine. I could have countered that if I had resources. And now it's going to be hard to draw 2 cards, though. Maybe I should have played the Adjudicator. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to kind of sit. I have to have less cards in order for this to draw me cards. Yeah. So we'll just sit. Actually, let's go to our second main phase and we'll draw a card. Let's shuffle and draw a card here. Because I don't think he's going to keep spending cards. Okay, makes it 10-10. I can clash here. I can clash here and still Confounding Ire during his turn, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. He should select his 10-10. No, he doesn't. Wow. Okay, well, because of that, I guess I will just kill this thing then. Seems fair. And hopefully he's out of things now. I think he should have kept his 10-10. I really do. I can't counter now. I do have another Clash of Steel if he goes wide, but yeah. We're actually in a good place to play Adjudicator maybe this turn? No. I need to draw cards off of this, off of Adjudicator, so we're going to go Hardened Zan to try to tie up the board state. It's got 13 resources, that's a lot. I could have, yeah, I mean, talent for draw a while back. I don't have anything to defend this guy with. Maybe I should have waited, but... There's wildlife. So we'll clash here. Yep, clash. I guess I could have waited and Confounding Ire that. I just waited for it. He's going to keep this 9-9. Let's go non-resource. Clash. Should keep this 9-9, I guess. Probably. Oh, yeah, that's less to deal with. I can still Confounding Ire, which is pretty good. Still, overall, the game's not looking great for me, but he keeps the 7-7, I guess. I don't know why he didn't keep the 9-9, but okay. Waiting for him to play another one of those. Wildlife. Nope. Okay. Take 7. Hey, at least we can draw off of Adjudicator this next turn. Maybe. Maybe not. Yep. Let's say no to that. So I don't have removal in my hand. Unfortunately, that opens me up to Confounding Ire. Blaze of Glory can not kill his guy. He's got one card in hand. He's really playing around my ability to draw right now. I need a resource. Well, I guess I can... No, I can hit him for 2. Let's just hit him so I can draw. I need to draw cards here. I need to gain some health, draw some cards. All those things are good. And I have a blocker now. How much delay do I have? It should be a typical, regular Twitch delay. Non-resource. So that's like maybe a minute. Delay is probably about a minute, I think. 30 seconds to a minute. So it's going to be hard for you to interact with me, unfortunately. We're going to make this block. Or I can Hawkward turn him next turn, right? I guess I'll take 7. That's okay. Sure, I'll take 7. Yeah, because then I can at least trade him after he turns into a hawk. I hope that he keeps top decking shards. That's really what we're hoping for. Yeah, we'll just sit and hawk him. Get a non-resource. Maybe he'll play a resource and buff his guy with momentum. No, he's 2 away from that. For transform a card. So I could actually hit that thing as well with Hailhawk if I wanted to. I think I kind of do. Can I do this at quick action speed? No, it's basic action speed. It wouldn't matter. He can do this right. He can do that at quick action speed. Man, let's get a non-resource. Let's hope we draw a response to this thing. Sabertooth's going to kill it anyways. And then I'll have not enough to take out a 10-10, which he can make a 10-10 every turn. Yeah, I need to be able to deal with this. I need blockers. I can wait to play Upheaval. Well, I guess I could swing with the 5 and I'll have the 3-2, right? Because he doesn't really have a lot of removal in the deck typically. I don't know, that's pretty risky though. I think I'd rather just sit on the board state until I can take full control. If I had more health, it wouldn't be so bad. Make a 10-10, yep. Sure. At least it doesn't have crush. I kind of need a draw, but at the same time, I draw and then, what, I've got 2 resources left over? I can't really, I might draw a Hawkward turn. I don't have any more, whatever it is, Clash. Obviously, I need 4 Clash of Steel in here. Obviously. Alright. Let's see, not enough to play Glory. Take 10. This can at least get rid of those 10/10s. Yeah, this looks like he wins. I think he wins. Although we did mold a 5. I feel pretty good at how well we did with a mold of 5. Alright. It's just adding insult to, does that kill me? Oh, that exhausts me. Yeah, that's good games. Yeah, let's get to the next one. How many delay do I have? Alright, we know what we need to side in. The 6 cost removal in deck. You're saying the sweep? I don't have that in the deck, although I could put it at least in the reserves. Yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of getting back into it. This deck was really good when I wasn't streaming, but that's a curse of streaming, right? But yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I should probably main deck one of those. Put it to 3 target opposing cards. Okay, we don't want... Isn't there one that just destroys everything? In Diamond? Or am I thinking of something else? Destroy all cards. There you go. Annihilate. So I'm going to count up my resources because we had some bad resource hands there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 resources. A bunch of guidance, which I never saw. Yeah. The big thing is we're trying to play cards we can shuffle back in. I think I'm actually going to pull the Winter's Grasp because I'm really liking... I think I want to try to play 4 of these. Stifling Sting, because it counters cards. I can interrupt their cards. I can deal damage to the champion and interrupt their cards with this, which is pretty awesome. And I can shuffle it back into the deck for more inevitability, whereas I can't do that with Winter's Grasp. And this does basically 3 or less power, but most things that are 3 power, 3 toughness. Most things that are, yeah, in this range are about 3. I mean, it does cost significantly less. A 2 cost is much different than a 3 cost, and it's easier to cast. But being able to counter cards is kind of a big deal, as we saw in that match. We don't have anything main deck that counters, just straight up counters cards. We've got main deck Scars of War for the aggro matches. I could probably give up one of those as well. You know, maybe go down to like one of these and go and just play 4 of these Stifling Sting and move an Annihilate, 2 Annihilate over here. Stifling Sting. I'm liking that card. Yeah, I think we want 4 of those main deck because they shuffle in, man. Yeah. Yeah, Scars of Wars, yeah, it's good, but the other thing I'm looking at is one, it doesn't shuffle in, 2, it's it's double ruby. I'm think I'm gonna try to get one more back on the main board though. Let's try to get one more there. Let's put 2 on the reserves. Scars of War. Let's put 2 on the reserves, right? I'm actually going to pull... I do draw a lot of cards, so I thought about main decking one of these. We just didn't draw cards in that match. But like with Guidance and with the Hawk and with some other things, yeah, like normally we draw a lot of cards with this deck. It just didn't happen for us this last time. I wonder if we want to go up a resource. I feel like maybe I'll go down one on Doombringer. It feels like I probably should. Yeah, the 6 cost removal. Yeah, I've got two Annihilate right there now, for now. The deck usually performs a lot better than what it just did there. Like, those are some bad hands. Hopefully we won't see a lot of that again. It is tough, though. We're at three different resource types. I feel like I need a main deck of Clash, though. Maybe we should... Hey, guys, time to go to bed. Good night. Boys are still up, so I let them stay up a little bit tonight. Yeah, 2 Scars and 1 Clash because they kind of do similar things. I think that's fine. Add a 3rd Clash here. We also have Annihilate in case we need that too. Does this get rid of constants? All the cards, so that also gets rid of constants, so we don't need Purifier anymore. Again, most of the constants we're seeing, like, it's late in the game, kind of like last game. Although I didn't see those constants until game 2. Clash of Steel helps out with that a little bit too. 61 cards. Use PA. And playing for the win condition. Add PA. What's PA? I don't know what PA is. I feel like we have cards that are doing what Eldrithian Glory is doing already. I don't know that we need that. If your hug can go to bed. Okay. I love you too. Maybe we'll go down to we'll move one of these to reserves. I do like this card. I think this is actually gonna pay off pretty good for us. You want your hug? Okay. Good night. Psychic Ascension. The problem with Psychic Ascension... Well, maybe it's okay in here. Yeah, maybe it's okay. The problem is, like, how many spells are we casting? That's my big thing. In the reserve? Yeah, it's probably better in the reserve. Because, like, it's really good when you're playing the old Candles deck. Because it's, like, all actions. So every time you cast Psychic Extension, you play, like, 2 of them main deck, and it's, like, a whole bunch of draw, and then you play that. And this one, we do have a lot of spells. It might be okay to main deck it. I don't know. I remember spoiling this card. I don't know if you remember, if you ever saw me. Like, this was a card that I spoiled back in Gen Con. Wow, a long time ago. It was, let's see, it's 2018. I want to say it was 2016 that I spoiled that card. It's a long time ago now. I don't know if Arcane Rust really does a lot for me. With a lot of the other stuff, it feels like it's kind of doing a similar job. I don't know that artifacts are really a problem that much for us. It doesn't seem like. It almost feels like Confounding Ire is better. I feel like Confounding Ire is probably really good for a lot of the wild matchups that we're going to be hitting. Maybe 3 of those. Clash of Steel, Scars of War, Stifling Sting. I feel a lot better about my reserves. It's one of the things, like playing Control, it takes a while to really kind of get your reserves put together. I almost want a 25th resource. I could probably find room for one just because it was that bad. You need diamond. Like that's what we found out. Like diamond is kind of a big deal in this deck. I don't know. I could pull like a Sabertooth maybe, but these are fine because like early game they play for 2. The biggest issue is if you redraw them and you're trying to draw resources. That's the biggest issue with those Sabertooths. But they're pretty good. I could probably get rid of one of these Eldrathian Glories. Like I said, I don't know that this really helps us out, compared to some of the other removal we've got that is mass removal, like Clash of Steel, Scars of War. This only avoids troops, and we've had some issues with non-troops. So we're going to get rid of that, and I think I'm going to add a resource. I may cut it completely from the deck eventually, like with the amount of other pieces of removal, and it's just not very fast. It's not big fun. You're not a big fan of Sabertooth? I mean, it's 5 damage for 2. 5 damage for 2. It's not quick action speed. That's the biggest issue with it, but because everything else in our deck is, which is great because we can end step a lot of things. That's the biggest problem. Is this diamond? That's diamonds and ruby. Yeah, let's put another one of these in Root of Conquest. Actually, I think it's better than Scars. I'm putting Root of Conquest in here for an additional diamond and ruby shard because we've got double diamond on Clash and double diamond on Scars, and we need those early. Some of this other stuff like Glory and Primordial Sabertooth we don't need till too much later. Let me check the gems on this guy. I want to kind of make sure I know what's available for the games 2 and 3. Right now we're running Flight and Swift Strike and Feral, so it'll be hard to block because we do gain a lot of life typically off of like Blaze of Glory. And especially if you happen to Runic Upheaval a Blaze of Glory, it turns into a bolt to the face. You can do a lot of damage with that. Otherwise, Blaze of Glory can only target people's troops, but if we end up hitting it with, what we really want is we want a Runic Upheaval a Blaze of Glory, because then that, like, let's say we cast it for 8 at a minion, it also hits the champion for 8 because it does damage equal to the card's cost, or we could kill 2 minions with it. So that's kind of a big deal. I don't feel like that match was unwinnable. Even with the deck we went into it with, I think we got some really bad hands. That's what I think happened there. I think probably the biggest play mistake was playing the Dark Heart of Nulzan too aggressively instead of just holding back on my Confounding Nire, which would have countered his whatever you call it thing, his the double X that made all those troops. Countering that would have been huge. And I should have just sat on it, especially because you kind of want to be able to defend this guy, and it would have been better to have waited till 7 so I could have defended him. even if I'm sitting on the board state not really doing anything. But neither was my opponent at that point in the game. I think that was a big mistake on my part. Okay, I think I feel pretty good about this version. DH is always good in class. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, Dark Heart's always great with Clash. It's a pretty good, nice little combo to put them together. Scars of War is nice for a lot of the things that are out there because I don't have to wait for his, because it's like the momentum cards, they go back down to 1, and it doesn't let them heal after the round. And so it will kill a lot of momentum type cards, which is nice. But hey, I would rather hit real players than not so real players, at least. Yeah. It'd be nice if there was a ramp spell that was multi-sharded so I could shuffle it into my deck. I don't know if there is one. There might be. It's probably in Wild, though. Okay, so a PlayStation player, he's doing the... Yeah, but I can't play that late, the 5 shards thing, because I'm guessing it's going to be like an 8-round tournament. I mean, if it's 4 rounds, I could do it, maybe. I'll keep this. That's good for me. So we're going to go non-resource here. We've got diamond, ruby. Actually, we need sapphire. Wow, we need sapphire. So we actually need a resource here. We need that pretty badly with this deck, with this hand. So we're actually going to go resource because we need sapphire here. We actually can't play any cards at this point. I should have looked at my hand a little bit better. I think I still would have kept it, but I should have looked to see if I could actually cast these spells. It's some little learning curve of playing Tri-Shard. There we go. However, I need to... Okay, I'll lose 2 health by playing that. Unless I have... Yeah, I definitely am not getting double sapphire anytime soon. I'll do it next turn, though. We'll wait a turn. And we can cycle both of these in his end step. No matter what, we're cycling these. Well, actually, I need to wait to cycle these for Runic Upheaval, so I'll cycle one of them and save the other one for Runic Upheaval. It's going to search, I guess. Okay. Searching for... He looks at 2 cards, he gets to put 1 in his hand. It's not really that great. Not that great. This is probably not a serious deck, so we might just steamroll this guy. Which is kind of the state of Hex right now, unfortunately. So, like I said, so one of the cool things is with Upheaval, with these, is we can actually, it counts as putting a shard in my hand, so we can actually trigger Upheaval with it. Let's go Ruby. Oh, I should have gone Diamond. That was a big play mistake, actually. Okay, well, we're going to play this for Sapphire. And then we've got Stifling Sting ready. I'm interested to see how this works. So basically, he plays an action. It's on the stack. It costs 3 or less. We hit his face for 3 with this, and then it just counters it. And then if he's stupid enough to play anything else for the turn, it also counters those, as long as they cost 3 or less. Right? Right? That's how this says that it works. So I'm hoping it actually works as advertised. So, like, I can do it right now and stop him from drawing these cards, which I think I will do. I really just want to see it work. Ta-da! Did he still pay the 2 health for that? Oh, you know what? Another giveaway is he's got more than 60 cards in his deck, so that means he's probably doesn't understand how to play. We'll upheaval in his end step because there's nothing we can cast anyways. Basically, we do this as the control player to make sure that it always looks like we're ready to like just counterplay whatever he's doing. We always do. We always want to do things in his end step if we have resources up. Draw 2 cards. Okay, so he's drawing cards and making dreadlings. Does that make dreadlings? You get when you play this, make a dreadling. Okay. He's at 0 resources. I meant to do that in his end step, but he really has nothing else he can do here anyways. So that's fine that accidentally flipped up. I did mean to do that anyways at some point. Like I said, we can also trigger it with this. Unfortunately, we drew a shard with it. We'll play this for diamond. I could do a lot with 3 resources, so I'm going to go ahead and get another diamond shard here and trigger this thing. So I have another spell in hand. Okay, so unfortunately we got two resources with our runic upheaval, which means they do no damage, but hey, drawing cards is drawing cards, right? Each turn. Okay, so we can kill this thing in his end step, I guess. We want to go ahead and just kill it because we can just shuffle our kill spell back into our deck eventually when we feel like it. And we want to gain lots of health, so we're just going to use all of our resources to do it. Ta-da! There's Doombringer. That's fun. Doombringer is a lot of fun. And it can be hard, especially if I have something with something that can actually counter stuff. It can be hard to deal with if I'm sitting at 9 resources and I play a Doombringer and I have some sort of counter in hand. So we'll go ahead and Sabertooth and kill this guy, I guess. Swing in for 5. We could do Sabertooth, we could do Doombringer. I kind of want to draw out his removal on these Sabertooths before I play the Doombringer, just because it's so powerful. Also, Doombringer draws me cards if I need to, so that's why I'm playing the Sabertooth here. Because he's got 4 cards left. He's got 3 in hand. He could actually counter here if he had one. I don't think he's running counters. We'll find out. So Lady Han is a good friend of mine. She asked me a question earlier. She's in the channel, so hopefully she can hear me. She asked me what constructed means. Constructed simply means I can use any of the cards from my collection to make the deck. So that's what I did. I have my collection, and then I get to use any cards, and he gets to use any cards. So interesting interaction here. So he strangled in response to this guy, hoping to save this guy. But the thing is, this is a damage ability that is already on the stack and is going to deal damage to this guy anyways. This has nothing to do with this guy's like power. So normally, like if they were fighting each other, strangling this guy would stop him from fighting this guy because there would be 0 power to fight him with. But because this is just damage, it's going to still damage this guy and kill him. See? What was that spell he used? Oh, he used Strangle. Hex isn't paying out tournament prizes, huh? Well, that's bad. Gets +1. I mean, they're running lean, but they're going to get new players all the time. So same thing as last time. We're just going to try to get some damage in with our Sabertooth here. We really don't even need to shuffle things in yet. I feel like I'm pretty well in control of the board at this point. Yeah, so Lady Han, basically we've got different shards, and so in this particular deck we have 3 different colors. We've got a ruby, diamond, and sapphire, which is a threshold. So on the cards themselves, like on this guy, I need to have at least 1 diamond, at least 1 ruby, and at least 1 sapphire, and then I need to pay 7 resources to play this guy. The resources are in your deck. You have to draw them and then play them, and then they kind of disappear, and then they go into this counter down here. And that allows me to play them. Whenever I swing into attack, I attack my opponent, and my opponent can choose to block with any troops that he has on the table. So this is much different than Hearthstone, which is a lot more popular, where you actually, you get to choose all the things that you attack. You basically always attack your opponent's face, and you always attack your opponent's face, basically. Let's go ahead and draw 3 cards, I think. I could do the 10 damage, but I feel like drawing the cards is going to be better overall, just in case there's some removal or something. Okay. He might just give up. I don't know if there's anything aside in here. I mean, I could side in some Confounding Ire for those blood cards. I'm not really afraid of him. He's playing a lot more Sapphire than blood. Stifling Sting, maybe. If he plays a ton of dudes, like this is good because it's quick action speed. I guess I could trade Clash of Steel for Stifling Sting, because most of his stuff is going to be whatever it is, those the little 1/1s, the spiders that come into play and then they die at the end of the turn. I could also play Votives because it gives me 1/1s to block his 1/1s, but I don't think he's going to be playing that fast. I'll go ahead and throw it in there anyways. That's fine. Little 1/1s are kind of like, I don't know. Maybe we'll get rid of a Dark Heart here. Probably. Yeah, we could get rid of our Dark Hearts, get rid of 2 of those, put in another Scars of War. Maybe even just get rid of all of them. Maybe 1 Sabertooth, I guess. Put a bunch of Scars of War in. So we're ready for all those 1/1s. Basically, typically a deck like this is trying to play a ton of 1/1s and then buff them for this big push, and then I can just respond with Scars of War and take the wind out of his sails. Now the deck's doing what it did before. Let's see, we've got Diamond. We can get a Sapphire Shard out of this. I have Hawkward Turn to get me another shard. I feel okay about this. We won't be able to play any of these. We've got 22 other shards in the deck. And our opponent just mulled to 6, so I feel okay. We're also up a game. I really hate mulliganing in Hex. Or in games, or in Magic, which does similar mulligan type things. I don't really have anything I could play here, so I'm just going to go and do this right now. Just to get my Sapphire Shard. No, I'm not building a deck right now. I'm just playing the deck. We were building a deck a while back. don't know if I'm going to have anything to target with Hawkward Turn, though. That's the problem, I guess. Oh, it's looking bad. Oh, man. It's almost like no matter what he plays now, I have to Hawkward Turn it. What was this guy? Puts a Depth Crawler. You get +1 in Life Drain. +1 in Flight. Which one's worse? Life Drain or Flight? Probably the Life Drain, I guess. I really need a resource here. Otherwise I wouldn't do this. I just need the resource. He's like, thanks for giving me a 2-2. He's going to be a 2-2 anyways once he played a Prismatic Troop, so. He just doesn't get Life Drain now. Life Drain gives him life every time he does damage to something, either troops or the opponent. Is he going to let me do it? He has to. He's got 0 resources. I wonder if he's just stalled. Okay. Resource. We want a resource. So this card had Fate Weave on it, Lady Han. So that allows me to place a resource on top of my deck, which means that's what I'm going to draw here. We really need that because we have 2 resources in play and we need to start building up our resources. Alright. That's reasonable, I guess. Okay, but now we're in not the greatest shape because we still need a 4th resource and we need to get to access to Ruby. So with the resource system the way it is, we cannot play this card because it has Ruby on it, and we cannot play this one because it's got double Ruby on it. So we have no Ruby in our threshold right now. And our opponent's really taking us to the bank. We actually have the answer to his whole board state. We just need 2 Ruby to actually play it. So, yeah. The other issue is these adjudicators. He needs to have less cards in hand for them to actually draw me cards. Okay, well there's 1 Ruby. And we're definitely going to go resource still. So that was super lucky. If we get another Ruby, we're in great shape. Otherwise, we'll probably end up upheaval, doing upheaval. Yeah, we'll probably draw cards with upheaval because he should play cards, so we won't be able to play our adjudicators. Classic aggro, right? Why isn't he? Oh, so there's another. He should have swung with everything. He missed his attack. I don't know what happened. So another classic mistake. He missed a lot of damage there. He should have had maybe 5 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he should have 5 damage. Alright, that's okay. He's got 4 cards in hand, so if we play the Adjudicator, we don't draw cards. We need to draw cards. We're going to go ahead and go Upheaval to draw them cards. Another Scars of War. I could shuffle in that. That's going to feel really bad. You know, we're at a place where we can play Darkheart next turn, so I think we're okay. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Hopefully, he'll remember to deal damage to me this time. No, that guy. Give him speed? No, give him life drain. You need to give him speed. There you go. There's a good sweep. So we could, if we had double Ruby, we could just totally like decimate his board here, but we don't, so we can't play our Scars of War. Sadly. Eventually we will be able to. Eventually. Yep. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. We're down to 9. We might actually have to play Adjudicator here to heal. Okay, draw me a card. That doesn't help. Let's draw another card to see if I can draw a ruby here. Nope. I can't play this because it deals damage to me anyways. I think I need to heal here, so we'll play the Adjudicator, even though it doesn't draw me cards. And it gives me a blocker, so. Is this face damage? Damage to a champion. Oh, strangle, okay. Could actually play our Doombringer, but it wouldn't really help, I don't think. Yep. Just one ruby resource here. Just one. We can take care of all of our issues. All our problems will go bye-byes. Or there's actually a couple other cards that would also do it. That Eldrathian Glory guy would actually fix this problem too. Did I just lose? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Takes me to 1. Draw a ruby shard. Nope. Okay, so this guy will destroy his stuff, so that's good. At least there's that. We've got double diamond and double sapphire, so we can play this and not take damage. Be careful of that one. And I guess we will hope that he can't close here with us at 1 health, and that we can gain some health with our Adjudicator next turn. Adjudicator gets us 5 health if we have less health than our opponent. If we have less cards, it draws us 2 cards as well. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Discard a card. Okay. I think there's better removal. Again, I guess this is nice because this shows you that, you know, anyone can win, no matter, like, I have all these crazy rare cards, and this guy's kind of a newer player, and he doesn't really have this access to the stuff I have. Okay, we need to get some health here, so we're going to play the Adjudicator. And we will Sabertooth his guy. Funny enough, the Dark Heart of Nolzan only makes people sacrifice things that are not socketed, and it wouldn't have worked on that guy. Wow. This gives +1. Okay. Well, luckily, I can just place it out of play with our Doombringer, right? Seems pretty good. No reason to guidance here. Let's just Doombringer to place this guy out of play. Oh, I get to deal damage because this came off of whatever it was. Opposing champion or troop. Champion? Because I'm going to place this guy out of play anyways. No, you know what? Let's draw 3 cards. Let's do the damage to him and draw the 3 cards. Chances are I'll draw a resource, so I won't have to discard. If you have 7 cards or more in your hand, at the end of your turn you have to discard down to 7. Okay, but they go into your crypt, which you can pull things out of your crypt pretty easily. So we're in gold. We're trying to get up to platinum and eventually cosmic. We're not too far away. How many people are in there? See, I can't even see how many people are in the draft gauntlet. There's 1 out of 8. So I don't know if it launched with it, because I saw it was at 5 out of 8. That's usually a pretty good sign. I should have tried to join it, but it's so hard to get a draft in now. The jewels or colors are on each card, and you have to fulfill those. What do you call it? Those requirements before you can play the cards. That's what they mean, Lady Han. That's what they mean. Like I said, this is a much more advanced game when I was explaining it to you than Hearthstone. It's less accessible. Yep. Looking for those players. Looking for opponents. Yeah, swap some laundry over actually. I got some, so I can go to sleep. I got my bedding in the laundry. I'm gonna go do that while I wait for this to launch. I'll hear it. I'll hear it launch at least. The wonders of wireless headphones, right? Although I can't see chat now. I can't see it. There we go. We're ready. The laundry, she is a dryin'. And I'm ready for this next match. I look upset. I'm fine. Yeah, this is okay. We'll keep this. So we can pick up a resource here, which is great. Another. So this guy's got 60 cards in his deck. He is a PlayStation player, but he's trying to make me discard a bunch of cards out of my deck. The thing is, like, as soon as things get really bad, I can just shuffle them back in with my champion power. All my prismatics go right back in. So I basically wait to use my champion power until that eventuality occurs. Let's see. Yep, so we want to be able to do our Hawkward turn. And then I guess we're going to play this for Ruby. There's no way we'll get double Ruby, so we might as well just take our 2 damage. This one does damage to us if we don't have double Ruby and double Sapphire in play already. It does 2 damage to us, but that's okay. We started at 25, and this guy's just trying to make us discard things, or maybe not. Maybe they're just plain random stuff. That seems unfocused of him. That's kind of, yeah. I don't even want to Hawkward turn that. It's very Hawkward of him. Play this for Ruby, take my 2 damage. If he buffs him or something, maybe I'll think about it. Hey, but hey, we met all our thresholds in the first 3 turns. We just need double diamond and double ruby at some point. Yeah, this isn't a real deck. So we'll probably play this for diamonds. That way we can eventually play our Eldrathion's, Eldirthian's Glory. I guess I'll do this just so I can put a resource on top, so I'll have 5 for sure for Glory. But I mean, Glory's gonna sweep his field out, so yeah. Let's play this for diamonds, and I'll play the other one for sapphire, I guess. Although I think it checks before that thing goes into play. He's got 5 cards in hand, so we play the Adjudicator, we'll go down to 4 and draw 2 cards, so we're definitely doing that. We want to draw them cards. We're actually going to gain some health, too, off our thing. Actually, I probably could have gone ahead and done Remnant of Purpose and lost the health, and then, because I'm going to gain it back anyways. So that might have been a misplay. I could probably play with more of these, honestly, because I can lose a lot of health and then gain it back, but in aggro matchups, it might be kind of a bad idea. So if he swings, we'll go ahead and block, because this thing places troops out of play, and it'll place our troop out of play as well. We don't want this guy out of play. We want him in our crypt so he can shuffle right back in with our champion power, or just let him execute it. That's cool too. Whatever, that's cool too. I am fine with that. Because now we just play Glory and sweep his field out. So play this for Sapphire, take 2 damage. Oh, we don't take 2 damage when that happens. Okay, well that's good. So if you're playing the shard and you meet the requirements when you play it, then you don't take the 2 damage. Sunlit Sentence? Sentience? Like I said, this is like... I almost want him to do his ability just so I can shuffle the cards back into my deck with this. It seems like my champion ability kind of counters that. I'm not going to let him draw a card. I'll just let him put 5 cards into my crypt and shuffle them back in. He was probably thinking that people were going to just let him draw that card all the time, like they were going to be afraid. I'm not too afraid of this guy. I think I'm just going to Hawkward him so I can draw a card. Here's what we'll do. We'll attack. He'll block for the trade, and then we'll Hawkward him, which will be very Hawkward for him. This is getting really cheesy every time I say Hawkward. It's getting super Hawkward every time I say Hawkward. The picture's great on it too. Let's get a resource. We need more resources. More often than not, I find that that's what I'm getting with that card, or every time I Fate Weave something. We can still Blaze of Glory in his end step. I don't know. Scars of War. I may need to go back to the drawing board and figure out how much Ruby I've got in the deck to see if I can even support Scars of War, because I think the main deck list I used to look at did have 2 or 3 of these. I think it had 3 main decked, but so many times I find myself in the same situation I'm in right now, where it's like, oh, I've got 1 Ruby, or I have no Ruby. Do I have enough? I don't know. Yeah, this is not a real deck for sure. I guess we'll Blaze of Glory as 3-1 in his end step. I don't even really want a Scars of War here because I don't want to deal damage to my own guy that's unhealable. Sapphire, I guess. Doesn't matter at this point, really. We will Upheaval in his end step. I don't really want to play these dark hearts here. And I don't need to shuffle anything in. I'm still waiting for him to use his cool champion power, which is not so cool, actually. So yeah, we'll Upheaval in his end step. But hey, at least step 1 was completed, where he had 60 cards in his deck. At least he did that much. As a new player. Seems like step 1. Cut a hole in the box. What's he think is going to happen here? Oh, he's trying to buff this guy for +1/+1 when he dies, I guess. Make him a 7/7. Sure. Go ahead. That's cool. I am perfectly cool with that. Yeah, now he's bigger. See, that's like a Hearthstone player's mentality right there. Bigger troops are hard to deal with, so it's okay to just buff everything. I think I'll just upheaval some more. Honestly, taking 7 damage is fine because I just heal it back. So let's just draw some more cards, really. Oh, I think I'll just go face. Yeah, there we go. So now we've got this massive blaze of glory that's going to just eat his face off. Awesome. Especially if we draw a resource here. Draw a resource at 7 to this guy, 7 to this guy, swing for 5. Gain 7 health. That's a lot of things happening. I'll take 7. Just kind of laugh about it. He's like, what's going to happen if I swing? Nothing. I'm just gonna eat 7 damage. It's cool. Draw a resource? Yeah. Ba-ba! Runic Upheaval. Draw 2 more cards. There's a resource. There's Sting. And now, for something completely different. Do that. Do 7 to his head. Gain 7 health, which cancels out his damage that he just did. Swing with this troop that's steadfast, which means he doesn't actually exhaust to attack, so he can still block. Oh yeah, so the blocks and the not blocks, Lady Han, are different than they are in Hearthstone. So in this game, you can only block if your guy is unexhausted, and so this guy doesn't. Every time something attacks most things, they turn sideways, which means that they're attacking, and then they can't block. This guy has an ability which allows him to attack and not turn sideways, basically, in simple terms. So I can just do face damage. So this is cool too, because I didn't even realize this. I can just do face damage with this. And that's just 3 damage to his noggin. I'm just going to play this card. Does this do damage? No. Does this do damage? No. Does this do damage? What did I draw? Well, whatever. We'll push some damage. He'll have to block. He'll draw a Blightbark Thrall, I guess. You know, you guys can like change your avatars. Once you earn enough points, you can buy different avatars that are walking around at the bottom. There's like a whole bunch of Pokemon. They're like 500 points apiece. I think you get a point every minute or something is what I've got set up. You can check your points. Like my guy's a Charizard. So what he was doing there most likely was he was waiting to hope that I got like clicky, and I was just like clicking around and trying to get things done, you know? That's fine. Guess we could have Blaze of Gloried that guy and whatever, but... Oh, okay, so this does 6 damage to his face, but we'll wait. We'll wait for him to cast something. We'll do it in his end step. We can do 6 damage to his face with this, but we can also counter a spell at the same time. Seems pretty good. I don't know if there's anything to side in here. He's not playing like a for reals deck. I could side in another one of these so that way I can have more things to shuffle back into the deck, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's just like with his champion ability that he never used. I guess we could do that. Never use that champion ability. Scars of War seems not the greatest. It's okay. Maybe we'll keep it in. We should probably keep it in, huh? I'll get rid of a Dark Heart. There we go. Sure. It's kind of slow. I went to 25 resources and I'm still having issues getting resources sometimes. There's a lot of card draw in this deck too. I never see guidance. Never see guidance. That's what we want in turn 1. We want a turn 1 guidance. See, I talked about it. Now it shows up. We don't get a turn 1 guidance, but still, it's acceptable. So he just mauled to 6. It makes me wonder if his ratios are off on his resources. That's not good. Let's go resource. Probably around 5 resources is where we can start just looking for spells every time we have a Fate Weave card. So next turn we'll play the Shard of Purpose and go non-resource, I think. So we've got removal. We have nothing else to play here. This is going to deal damage to us. So let's do this. Well, this is going to give me diamond. I need diamond. Let's go with the diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. And then we will guidance for a non-resource. There we go. And that sets us up so we can actually Stifling Sting. We can start responding to our opponent next turn. To their stuff that they're doing. So he has this chance. This is his chance to play a card. That's not a card that's going to help him very much. Treat Machine. That just draws him 2 cards. Draws a card and gain 2 charges, which go on his champion and get some health. So every time you play resources, Lady Han, you they go over here as charges, and then that allows you to use your special champion abilities. It's not like Hearthstone where you can use your champion ability every single turn. Like you have to build up charges to do it. So they happen, I don't know, maybe tops 4 or 5 times in a game. No, normally 1 to 2 times in a game. That's the norm. So we're set up for Runic Upheaval here. We'll probably go double diamond with this, because Sapphire we only need 1 of. But yeah, if we need to, we can Stifling Sting. And then we've got Runic Upheaval in the following turn. He's probably just going to sack his Treat Machine for 2. Or he might wait till my end step to do it. No, he's going to do it now. Right, meow. That's fine. This only counters actions. So either quick actions or basic actions. So it really only defends troops, really. Sure. Let's go diamond with this one. And that way, I don't get 2 damage dealt to me with that one. Let's do that, and we'll upheaval in his end step. Again, we're going to do that so that way we have the option of doing Stifling Sting to something that we don't like. And then in his end step, we'll play the upheaval to draw us cards. That's fine. I can't counter it anyways. He can have that guy. He's 3 damage. It's okay. He's gonna do that. I have no way. Well, I guess I can Blaze of Glory him in response. +2 and draw a card. Yeah, probably the best response here is Blaze of Glory. Unfortunately, then we don't get to Runic Upheaval, but we're going to do that. So, what's happening here is he's cast a spell on this guy. It goes on the stack. It's in the middle of casting. I'm going to add another spell to the stack. This is going to resolve and kill this guy. And then this spell will resolve, but it's targeting this guy, which no longer exists. So it has no target, which means it gets countered. And then goes to his crypt. That's how that works. Yeah, complex interactions like that can't happen in like Hearthstone because it's a chess match where it's like if it's my turn, it's my turn, and you can't do anything to stop me, which is why combo decks basically can't be stopped, but they're countered by like aggro decks that are just way too fast to be dealt with effectively. And most of the combo decks in Hearthstone need like between 4 and 5 cards to really actually happen. So that's like 4 or 5 dead cards in your hand until you can combo out, which you might need to remove your opponent's troops. Could you imagine if like that was how it was in Hex? Like you needed like 4 or 5 cards to combo. Like that's like just not acceptable. Like 3 is usually, and in a card game, usually 3 cards is like acceptable for a combo. 2 is the best if you can get a 2-card combo, and it's a powerful combo. That's great. So we'll draw 2 cards here. We'll draw 1 card. Actually, we'll draw 2 cards. We'll go ahead and sack this and draw our other card. Right meow. I got our ruby shard. So now we have double everything. Yeah, we're in good shape. Let's guidance for a non-resource. Oh, I guess I get to... Guidance was picked up by Runic Upheaval, which means it does damage when I play it. So I'm going to deal damage to his troop with it. Yeah, Runic Upheaval is pretty sick. We want a non-resource at this point in the game because we have tons of resources. We got a Hawkward turn. I'm going to go ahead and play the Ruby Shard, this one, because then I can still play Hawkward turn or Stifling Sting. And it sets me up for the following turn to play a Primordial Sabertooth. We might go down to 3 Sabertooth, I don't know. But 4 is good. I don't know. We want non-resources at this point in the game. We want things we can play against our opponent. I think it's funny when I play Hearthstone control decks, like especially Warrior. It feels like people really just don't understand how to play control sometimes, and that's why it is that maybe it does so poorly as far as like the number of decks. Because like I do pretty well with it. There's times when I can't do things. Yeah, I'll counter. So we're gonna do the damage, and then we'll counter all his spells for the rest of the turn. For the rest of the turn, we counter spells that are 3 or less. It's pretty amazing. I'm waiting for someone to like try to cast a second spell after this resolves. That would be pretty funny. I think it counters my spells too, though. So we'll do this. Unfortunately, I don't think this does face damage. Yeah, it's only hits troops, but we do get to swing the turn it comes into play. So we're gonna do that. We'll save the other one for removal if we need it. And we'll start pushing our damage here. I don't even know if he knows how to use his champion ability, because he's got 8 charges and he hasn't used it yet. Or maybe he just understands that if he uses his champion ability, I'm just going to shuffle things back into my deck and then they get worse. There's not a lot of things that people are using right now in Hex to remove crypts. I think there's a fair amount of cards that do that. I think that that would definitely be something, especially if you're playing, if I was playing against Control, that you would want against this deck. The biggest downfall of this deck seems to be that if I stumble on resources, then I'm in big trouble. That seems to be the biggest problem. I might as well. Let's go ahead and shuffle and draw a card. See what we draw. I'm not too enthused with what I have in hand. I'm up on health and I can't draw cards off of my adjudicator. Okay. Let's see, how many people? 3 out of 8? Not enough. Once it gets like 4 or 5, then I'll try it. This is fine. So, open up with this for a non-resource? Probably a resource, actually, because we want to play this. This is kind of a tough call if we go resource or non-resource with our Ruby Ice right now, because we've got enough that we can play everything. Okay, well that makes me want to go non-resource, because he's being super aggressive here, and I have no removal. So we need removal, so that tells me go non-resource. Yeah, especially with that draw. Okay, definitely non-resource here. So we're going to take 2 damage for a little while here, while we wait to find something to deal with that guy. I mean, 2 damage kills me in 13 turns, right? Okay. Yeah, this is another player that's kind of just playing what they have. But it could work for him. I mean, he's coming out of the gate pretty aggressive here. I'm just waiting to sweep him out. Hawkward. We'll probably actually Hawkward that guy once we get the Sapphire. Let's play this for Sapphire. We've got Ruby. And we need Diamond now. So Diamond and Ruby. I'll do that in his end step. We'll get a Diamond Shard with that in his end step. Appreciate everyone for hanging out with me tonight as we ladder climb here. So we can't Hawkward this guy this turn, but we can next turn. It's the same amount of damage, and the fact that he's healing is fine too. Conscript a guy, okay. Conscript creates random troops, so I think he actually had a 60 card deck, so that's good for him. What is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think so. Take the damage. Let's get our diamond shard here. I would like to save this, but I feel like the aggro is not going to allow it, so this is the time to do it. We could save it for our, whatever it is, the card that draws us 2 cards. But I don't think we'll have time for all that. Let's get our diamond shard here. Ta-da! Blaze of Glory could be better. I don't think he can prevent it. So yeah, we'll just Blaze of Glory this guy on the attack. Take 2 and gain 3. And then we've got Stifling Sting just in case. So, got to love being able to react to people and having options. Just gonna play that. Conscripted troop with 3. I'm gonna say no to that. And take 5 instead. Man, I'm loving this card. This card is really working out. I'm loving this. Deal some damage. Counter things for the rest of the turn. So like if he has another one of these in his hand that he wanted to play, he can no longer play it this turn. Unfortunately, we can't kill these guys. We're going to take 5 here. But, I mean, I think that was worth it. We just stopped a future threat. Especially because, like, these are not doing anything otherwise. Stop threats from the future. Going back to the future. Yep. It's another situation where if we play our ruby removal, we could just sweep his whole field out. But we don't have it in hand. We'll side a ton of it in, though. I guess I can guidance here. Yeah, let's guidance for a non-resource again. Nope. That's fine. So we're going to kill this guy on the attack and then take 3, possibly 4 if he gets a 3rd diamond resource. But I also gain 3. So really, I basically lose... nothing. It just says it's a push here. I don't think he's got anything to counter my card. Most people aren't running stuff to protect their dudes. I think in Diamond doesn't really have anything. Well, I guess he could make him immune to damage, and that would do it. Yeah, there you go. That does it. There you go. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't think I actually get any health from it now either. So take a ton of damage. Wow. Okay. So that's where Sting would have been good. If I had hit the guy and then I had Sting ready, I could have dealt with that. Gain some health. I guess. Shuffle that stuff in and draw. Let's see if we can draw removal. Nope. Okay. We need to get health. So we need to kill this guy for sure. So we're gonna make that trade. Take 3 unless he kills this guy, in which case he might win. 5, 6, 7, 8. If he plays a diamond resource, kills this guy, he can actually win. That's a diamond resource. If he has a kill for this guy, he can win here. No. Okay. He's got crush. Oh, I think he just won. Wow. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, we know what to side in. That's good. Someone that's on a PlayStation is pretty competent, at least. I'm taking enough damage, I should lose 7. That's overkilling me by 5. Yeah. It's pretty good. Okay, but we know what to do. So in comes the Scars of War, and Clash, and we could even run Light of Voltives here to just set up blockers. Don't think I want these guys. They seem like they're going to be too slow for this match. Drawing cards is good. Don't know that Stifling Sting actually helps me that much. It does. And also this, I don't know if that helps too much. Let's go down. Stifling Sting down to 1. Maybe Hawkward. Let's go down to 2 of those. Yeah. Double diamond or double ruby is what we want. And we got Scars and Clash and double diamond and single ruby. So we're good. So just open up diamond. I guess. We can saber-tooth something away if we need to as well. Go ruby and then sapphire, I guess. Yeah. Just killed that guy right meow. My saber tooth. If we redraw, it just ends up being another 5-point removal card that we just cycle in. And every time it comes up, it's just 5 points of removal. I don't think there's anything in his deck that's going to be able to survive that. Yeah, this guy's all aggro. But this for Sapphire, that for Sapphire. Runic Upheaval, that's always good. We can get 2 pieces, we can get 2 removal with our removal card off of Runic Upheaval. Take 2. Start going to work. A little upheaval in his end steps, that way he's constantly afraid and playing around my removal. Well, if he's smart, he is. I think I'm a big fan of this champion picture. The artwork. Take 2. Play something? Nope. Bad for you. Double clash and deal damage. This is like the one stifling sting in our deck. So we get a chance to use it, we use it. Take 2. We got so much classic steel, I can just go face and then I still keep my rune of upheaval. And I can still stifling sting, so I might as well. Let's just do this and go face with the damage. Because the damage is going to get dealt before he makes his selection. I mean, I guess I could have done damage to this guy, so that way it did damage to his face, but doing 3 to the face is net more damage. So, and then he wouldn't sacrifice this guy because that guy's already dead. So he just sacrifices this guy is really what happens here, and I'm gonna keep that. Okay, interesting choice. That was kind of weird. Also, playing Clash of Steel is like he can just think to himself, well, he already played a sweep, so Maybe I can extend now. Okay. Waiting for him to play a spell. Take 2. Nope. That's fine. We'll just sit. Looking for that ruby shard again. Trying to get him to play more than just 2 guys. Take 4. Maybe I'll play another guy. Nope. He's happy with the 4 damage. I guess that's pretty good. At least there's that. Let's see what we get. Silver Talon. That's pretty good. We can kill something with that. Unfortunately, we don't get to draw any cards. But we do gain life. So we'll go ahead and make this trade because we can just shuffle him back in. If he tries to kill him, we've got Stifling Sting for most of the removal. That would try to kill him. Like that. We'll just say no to it. And somehow, we're ahead on life now. Somehow, we're high on life. Okay. Take 2, I guess. Take the damage where you can get it. Guidance for a resource, I guess? Let's go non-resource. I'm feeling lucky. Let's go non-resource. Elgerathian's Glory. Really just want to wait. I don't want to kill my own Adjudicator. Let's just wait. I'd rather just make this trade. Maybe he'll let me do that this time. Okay. Exhaust my guy again. Fine. Take 3. Oh, he's extending. Oh. Extendo. Take 3. I like what he's doing there. Probably like, there's no way this guy's got any removal. So I'm actually going to Blaze of Glory my own guy. Oh, but it's going to avoid it. That doesn't work. I guess we'll just give it up. We'll swing and then we'll Glory. Second main phase. So it's time. I've got 3 more. in the deck. It feels bad, but that's okay. Ta-da! We got 2 cards we can shuffle in. 10 resources. He hasn't seen a really good time to use this, what it looks like. Alright, I'll take it. See what happens when we play, like, I don't know, 10 sweeps? That's 8. 9. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. I need to just kill the things instead of doing this, though. Is there anything else that just kills them? So we've got this. Blood and Wild. He isn't playing Blood or Wild. That doesn't help. I think I might be able to just get rid of Verdicts because I've got this, and this seems to do exactly what we need it to do. Could play an Annihilate in here. I guess we could play these. Get rid of Hawkward Turn, I guess. And I don't know. Maybe one of those. No, let's just play one Annihilate. This guy is just so good early. So 5 damage to anything pretty much kills everything on turn 2. There's not too many things that are like 6 health on turn 2. Got guidance. Do we have diamonds? We do not. We are mulling. 25 shards now. Yep. At least we get to draw a card. Okay, much better. I'm happy I mulled. Keep. I'm happy. We don't have Ruby, unfortunately, with this hand, but... Classic. So, 5th resource, and we can... Well, actually, we won't be able to deal with this guy because he'll get out of range. That's fine. We can go ahead and do this for Sapphire. We have 2 diamonds. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get our Sapphire here. Need to see Ruby at some point. Yep. Yep. He's all about it. Like to see a Clash of Steel. We've got 4. Mostly because Rubies, we don't have Ruby, and we probably won't see 2 Ruby shards in time to do this. Kind of helps, I guess. Pass turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not good. Eight's a lot. Need a clash. Need a clash. Need a clash. We need clash. 4 in 52 chance. I don't know what the math is on that, but it's not good. We need clash. ASAP. Nope, that's not clash. I don't have anything else to do. Sapphire's fine. I think this guy's going to be too late by the time I can play him. Especially if he plays a third diamond shard here. I mean, I guess we do get to gain 5 health with this guy, and that's a blocker. Man, he's hyper aggressive here. Come on, clash. Top deck clash. That's what we need here. That's a lot. We need clash. Clash or we lose. Ruby doesn't help us at all because it lets us play upheaval, but it does nothing for us. And I don't think this is gonna help me hold on enough. I can basically like trade here and still take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's, yeah, it's over. Too fast. We just didn't have, our sweep isn't fast enough. That's good. Alright, quick bathroom break and we'll be back. Slap bank 76. Keep resource. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go resource here. So we've got 2 cards that just draw us stuff, so that's good. Let's Go diamond in case we need to play Hawkward turn. And with the 2 runic upheavals, I kind of want to save this Root of Purpose. Diamond or Sapphire. So his ability gives random troops +1/+1 in his hand. He can play it every 2 charges, which is pretty good. We're going to take 2 damage off of that. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now we're safe. In his end step, we can throw one of these. Let's see, Diamond Sapphire and Diamond Ruby. And I need double Ruby, double Sapphire. Let's throw this for Ruby, I guess. We can upheaval in his end step. Or, well, let's play this. We're down to 5, draw 2 cards. That seems fine. We are ahead on health. Even if we had done 2 damage to ourselves, we would be ahead. I think drawing the cards is important. He has no counter potential. I think we'll just draw the cards. Put a threat on the board, draw cards. Seems good. Yep, okay. Yeah, it seems like most of the time it's correct to get resources. Okay, this is not a real deck. He's playing this. Yeah, I mean, he has a 5/4 right now, which is pretty cool, but it's going to give itself flight. Okay. I'll probably just take the 5 damage and runic upheaval. I don't think I care about it that much. Oh, awesome. So I can go resource and then runic upheaval in his end step and it'll immediately trigger itself. Yeah, that seems really good. Nothing to shuffle in, really. Things get really bad. I can Hawkward or Blaze of Glory or something. Take 5. Alright. Cool. End step. Watch me draw 2 cards. He didn't socket this card. I think it has flight, it has +2/+2 if he plays all those shards. I don't think he's playing all those shards either. So definitely a new player. He's playing 182 cards. Yeah, this is not a real deck. I didn't even notice that. I should have noticed that. Oh, you know what? It drew a card and then it goes on. Okay, so play mistake there, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I just don't care too much about this board state, really. That kills this thing. Let's do this. We will Hawkward turn something, trade, and then play Upheaval in his end step. That's what we'll do. It's like he just dumped his whole collection into this one deck. He still got to gold, though, somehow. Let's go non-resource, so that way I get a good target for Runic Upheaval. Yeah, that's probably the better thing to do. If I have the option, we want to go non-resource, so that way Runic Upheaval gets to put its damage ability on there. Man, there's just so much complexity to this game. This guy's a 2/2 flyer. This guy has an ability, so we'll trade there. He's gonna do that, huh? Target troop gets +3 in Crush and Swift Strike. Sure, I guess. That's cool. I'm still gonna... Is it just that turn? This turn. So I'm still gonna Glory it next turn, so that's fine. That's cool. I'll take the 3 damage. So I took 5 there. That's okay. Get a lot of health off of Blaze of Glory. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Ta-da! That guy die at the end of the turn too? Is that what that thing does? Oh, it has to have Gladiator to get Swift Strike, so he just traded. Seems like a bad proposition to me. Yeah, sure. And I can Guidance. Eventually I can just shuffle these in. That's a pretty good proposition, shuffling at this point. I just don't have some room in my hand to draw a card, that's all. I kind of want to maybe go resource here. Okay, so you stole my thing. I can't kill it in response, unfortunately. Replace it out of play in response. It's hiding in that 182 cards, though, so... I feel like I want more resources here. Right? Let's see, we don't have anything cool going on, really. No, there's another Runic Upheaval I've got, but... Yeah, let's get some more resources. Keep playing resources. I want to keep playing resources. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming, 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 swimming. Sure. play this for Sapphire, I guess. Can upheaval in his end step. There's no real reason to play Adjudicator here. I could shuffle, but that'll put me at 8 cards. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just upheaval next turn. It's a real draw-go-y kind of a deck. Okay. Pumping those troops. I feel like I played against this guy before. Like with my wild deck. Some damage to his face. Wow. I gotta spend some cards here. On resource. I guess I just throw out the Adjudicator, really. Well, I can gain some health off of it. Oh, man. I will gain no health off of it. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's okay, I guess. I can always kill it with a Blaze of Glory. I still don't want to draw cards, so I can't play my champion ability, and I'm at a place where I can play it twice. Yeah. I like this pirate ship. It was a good buy. The pirate ship was a good buy. So this doesn't actually counter it because it costs more than 3. So I have to just let this go through. But that's fine. That's okay. Okay. I think I can do 3 damage to that guy with this. Right? Or I could just do Blaze. I think I want to gain some health here. Let's just gain 4 health, sure. Save my sting for a good counter opportunity at some point. There's Darkheart. That's good because we got a defense card. Yeah, I think we're pretty much clear to play Darkheart at this point in the game. And that means I can actually shuffle and draw here because I've got down to 6. Yep. Skinny Seahorse. Awesome name. We'll probably play until midnight, which is just in 45 minutes, and then I'll cut off and go to bed. So I'm waiting for my laundry to get done anyways. Revert it? It's not going to change in anything. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess he really just wanted a Fate Weave there. Maybe he doesn't understand what revert means. Revert means change it to its original state. So if it was buffed permanently, you can just change it back. Okay. stand to draw a card here. There's no reason to play our Adjudicator unless we just needed it out of our hand. Because this guy's going to make me sacrifice it because it doesn't have a gem slot on it. So we got him in 3 turns. Probably. There's probably better stuff I could probably put on here. Okay. He'll just end up sacrificing him. I'm really looking for things that are actually going to try to kill this guy. Blaze of Glory. This does 6 damage to him, right? 3, and then another 3. Yeah, so we should be able to just win right now. So we won't give him an additional turn. Ta-da! And that's because it got hit with our card that draws cards and then adds damage equal to its cost. 6 damage is pretty good for 3 resources. This deck's going to be so wacky, I don't think there's going to be anything I'm going to want to even put in here. I could play Light of Voltives. This is funny. Depending on how much card drawing I do. I don't think I have anything else in here that really card draws. You know, let's just go crazy. We'll play the Psychic Ascension and the Light of Voltives. And I guess I can get rid of maybe like Clash of Steel and... Yeah, I don't think he's going to be consistent enough to make these happen. This person actually made 2 accounts, I think, because they're Slap Bank 76, like Soldier 76. Should I get another beer? Maybe. Man, people really just don't want to be the different characters on the bottom, do they? You can jump around and stuff. You can do jump. Ta-da! Clear out the chat here. Keep. Oh, I didn't even look at my hand. This is probably not that great. It's okay though. We've got guidance, so we're okay, right? We got guidance. Hey, there we go. So we're still getting resource, but... Runic Upheaval is just so good. It's probably one of the best cards from this set. Draw 2 cards and then make them deal damage to troops or your opponent. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, there you go. 3-2 speed. I might have to blaze that guy. I think I'm going to have to actually blaze that guy. Yeah, we're going to blaze that guy. As soon as I get Ruby. Alright, we're going to take some damage to do this. This one we need to have Ruby or Sapphire in play to make it happen, otherwise it doesn't happen. It doesn't say it on the card, but that's how it works. We're just going to do this right, meow. So that way he can't counter it with like something on his turn. Like, I don't think he could anyways with Diamond and Ruby, but just in case. Sometimes like Diamond has things that can make him invincible as a response, but yeah. Not bloody likely. Yeah, like, what is this? That's a card that you play in your draft deck because you didn't have a better card. Guidance. Still feel like I need more resources to eventually play this. So let's just keep getting them resources. And Sapphire, I guess. Yeah, that does damage too. So let's go Sapphire here. I guess. I don't know. I'm not worried about the 1 point of damage. Yeah, this is fine. Let's just take the damage. We might take 2 if his front end gets built up. I'd rather spend this on something a little bit more scary. Nope. So either his front end or his back end get bigger every turn, randomly. We can save this for our upheaval. Taking 1. I'm dead in 22 turns, guys. And gal. See, now that's a better target than the other one for this guy. Yeah, I'll save it. I'll save it for the upheaval. Sapphire and Diamond. I need to have double Diamond, double Sapphire, so we need to play this for Sapphire. And that one for Ruby. Gotta pay attention to how I play my shards. I don't think I want to take 4 damage. Let's go ahead and just take care of this guy, right? Meow. And we can upheaval in another turn. I'll upheaval on another turn. 3 back end. Take another 1. Okay. Void a constant. That I don't have any constant. Oh, I guess that would work with upheaval. Yeah, that guy will actually void my constant. Which means I need to do this for diamond so I don't take any damage. And then we will have this to cycle after we play our upheaval. 4 this turn. Uh-oh. Just basic action speed? No. So as long as he has 1 resource, he can do that. Okay. He can do his ability. I don't think he's going to. Let's get our ruby shard. Ta-da! He didn't do his ability. Our runic upheaval was kind of abysmal though. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a lot. I think we have to just do this now. That's something. I can discard a shard here. It's not that big of a deal. Ah, he figured it out! He figured it out. That's fine. We'll get a non-resource on top. Take a ton of damage. Yeah, I don't think I want to shuffle just yet. 9, possibly 10. It's a lot of damage. We'll play Glory. Oh, perfect. So, Hawkward for a non-resource. Non-resource. And clear. And deal some damage. Yeah, take that damage too. Take 5 damage. Off my runic upheavaled Eldruthian Glory guy. Oh, I thought that it would. Oh, I guess it's toughness. Oh boy. Well, that's kind of a play mistake, but that's fine. Draw them cards. That's okay. We can block. Or worst case scenario, he handles this guy, and we take 1 point of damage here, and then heal for 5. Maybe play Dark Heart. Okay. I'm going to take 1 point of damage, guys. This guy means business. Serious business. He's doing pretty well for a deck with 186 cards in it. I'll go ahead and sacrifice my guy so I can play Dark Heart in the following turn. So that way this guy's in the crypt. Boy, something's in his hand. Oh, it's a socketable card that he didn't socket. Okay. So it's a card that he will not sacrifice for Dark Heart. He has to sacrifice his 2/6. we shuffle, we only shuffle Adjudicator in. It seems like that's not going to be that interesting. What? Why can he? Why could he choose to sacrifice that guy? That guy's. That's crazy because that guy is socketed. He shouldn't have been able to choose that guy to sacrifice. Yeah, I made fun of the spam bot, but he's getting kind of annoying now. Oh, we need removal. Not really the removal we're looking for. I don't think I even want to shuffle cards in. I guess I'll take 3. He shouldn't have been able to choose this guy. A non-socketed card. Oh, it has a socket, but it wasn't actually socketed. Therefore, you had to sacrifice it. I get it. Is he gonna win? He's gonna win with like a spam bot right now. The 200 card deck's about to beat us. Seriously. The 200 card deck just beat me. Well, I guess I get to draw, right? Let's see. Maybe we'll draw our way out. That doesn't help. Yep. That's just silliness. Well, good for you. Slap Bank 76. Let's hope that game 3 is a little bit more reasonable, where I don't draw 11 shards in a row and whatever. Hilarious. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. What else to really like change around here? I don't think I really need to. I guess I could get rid of some of these because he's playing mostly like troops. He's not really playing stuff. I could probably get rid of these and go with another one of those. This deals double damage. That seems pretty good. We should do the double damage one. Or I could just make it really hard to kill. Oh, Ooh, made it just under the wire there. Screwing around a little too much. This guy's like laughing at me. Yeah, he's got 200 cards in his deck. Guidance, we're good. Keep. We We need Sapphire. Yeah, I might want to put the one in here where it's like I can return it to my hand. So like when I have resources, I can do that. Or let's say that I have like an adjudicator and I want to play it, and then I can return it to my hand so that way my adjudicator stays on the table, for instance. There we go. I'll play that for a resource too. And we'll be able to play Runic Upheaval. Can actually play our Scars of War with this hand, which is kind of surprising. I guess that's one of the good things about Hex is like even if you have like not the greatest of cards, your opponent can always do what I did last turn, and you know things just don't go your way. Then you're in trouble, right? We're still getting resources here. Gets a candle. Let's see. 6 cards in hand. I think we can draw cards off of our adjudicator here, which seems good. There's that spam bot. Spam bot's OP. He's at 5, so we cannot do that. That doesn't work. So we'll just upheaval in his end step. Take 4. Be able to overextend a little bit more. Great. It's gonna verdict. Double Dark Heart. That seems like that's gonna be hard to deal with. Let's go non-resource. Seven cards. I'll wait till his attack step. This guy can't get big enough where he's out of range of Scars of War, so we'll wait for his attack step. He has no counters in his deck. He's not playing shards that can counter. We'll take 2 off of this guy, but that's okay. And then we can basically play Dark Hearts, and he'll never be able to play anything again. Well, very few things. He obviously doesn't know about socketing cards. So we're hoping he plays something in his first main phase so we get more value off of Scars of War. That's what we're hoping for. But at least he's playing things in his second main phase. At least he knows about that. I guess he could give his guys whatever. A Nightfall or take an opposing Crypt Troop. Let's go with the Crypt Troop. I don't want him to have Nightfall, because these guys will deal with all that stuff anyways. Take 2. Get some back anyways. That's funny. Let's do this. I'm actually going to do light. This takes me down to 5, and then play this guy taking me down to 4 to draw 2 cards. That seems fun. Drawing cards. I don't need to shuffle anything in just yet. I'm gonna take 4 damage here. No, I might as well just block it all and then play Dark Hearts. Okay. That's fine. He needed that for a Dark Heart. So that's better for me anyways. Okay, that gives me a good block, I guess, at least, or it's a trade block. Just so he can't verdict me, I think I'm going to Hawkward turn that guy. Oh, we'll kill that guy. Forgot that came off of the thing. Should really pay more attention. Non-resources, please. Guidance, non-resource. Silver Talent Adjudicator. Plays for Sapphire. Play a second Dark Heart. My second main phase. Okay. I need to play a little faster. I've only got 7 minutes left on my clock. He's got 14. He's got double the time I have. Just kind of messing around too much. I kind of wish you could click on things like you can in Hearthstone in here, and they would do stuff while I'm just kind of sitting around. If I could steer this wheel, maybe. No. Guidance. Non-resource, please. Blaze of Glory. I'll hold on to... No, I'll play it. Let's go ahead and discard that. Diamond. Play the Diamond Shard. I'm at 3, so I'm less cards, so I can play my Adjudicator and draw cards. I'll go and swing first, I guess, though. Well, I probably should have played it before, but... The only thing is now I'm going to sacrifice my Adjudicator, but I'll gain 5 life. Yeah. Gain some life. Sure. I could Hawkward turn my own guy. So to save them both to deal damage. Or let him do that, that's cool. You can draw a card, sure. Okay. Blaze of Glory. Blaze of Glory. That guy. Sabertooth the other guy. Swing for 8. See how many cards I've got. 2, 3, 4 cards to shuffle in and draw? I guess. That seems good. Sure. Just hit this guy right meow before combat. Non-resource. Sabertooth him next turn. That should be the win. I'm surprised how consistent that deck was for being 200 cards. My goodness. He got both of his shards every time. I think that's one of the things with the shufflers. It really just doesn't punish that. Oh, we got a draft. All right, we gotta get in on this. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss it. Da-da! Just made it. I'm gonna like rare draft this because most of the time these things I can't get games even, so I'm just gonna rare draft this. Honestly, of course I have to pee now. Champion discards a card. Bury cards from the top of each opposing champion's deck equal to the discarded card's cost. I think I tried doing this once. It does not work at all. So we basically have, this isn't even really part of our deck at this point. What we probably should have picked up. This guy's alright. Probably this guy. Scouring Runet is probably the best card here. I think that's probably the best one there. If there's cards that you need that you see that I'm drafting, let me know, and I will draft them for you, and I'll just give them to you. I'll mail them over to your account. I don't seem to do a lot of giveaways just because it takes time these days, but I mean, if you guys want, we can do one. Although I don't get a lot of chatter in here, so I figured people are probably just camping on here. I don't know. Ooh, a Glimmer Goat. I like these. Random contributing gets +1 for each different threshold you have. I like these. We also have a Courier down here. And a Devoted Exile. Is all good. All those things are good. And we've got a Cryptic Curio, which works with that guy, so maybe that'll table. Spell Shield. Treacherous Search is pretty good. This is decent removal. Soul Shatter. Blinding Light's good too. This is actually a pretty good pack. I think I'm going to get the Goat though. I like playing the Familiars deck, so let's do that. I played a Familiars deck where I have 5 different Familiars and I played 4 shards, 4 different shard types, and it somehow worked. Somehow it just worked. So we'll see. This guy's right out. I'm not even going to look at him. All right, we're going to do this. I'm not going to play any games for it. I'm just going to go to bed. Because it's 11 o'clock. This is going to take me till like 12:30 to do this, to do the draft here, to draft all of my cards. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of these guys is sleeping and we'll get some more rares. No rare out of this one. They rare drafted too. So a Scouring Runet is what we saw in the first one. We also have this thing. A random tribute hand gets plus equals power and toughness. That's pretty good as well. Diamond and Ruby card. Flight, that's really good. I think I'm going to try it. I don't think I get to play this guy that often, so... The problem is he costs 5, which means you're not going to play him until later. This guy's probably actually better. Troops in your hands get +1 power. Yeah, let's actually get this guy. This guy's actually better, I think. So it looks like we're going hard into the Ruby Diamond deck type. I played this a long time ago. Yeah, I think we have to. We have to play this guy. I think at this one. Deal 4 damage to an exhausted troops, pretty good. You can trigger deploy on a thing. We don't want too many of those. Those we can pick up pretty late. So I have control dies. It gets +1/+1. That's for a very specific deck. It's for the recursion deck, which I'm surprised that that's made it this far. We could pick this guy up and go into blood as well. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. This guy's really powerful. And we'll see if we pick up some of the blood recursion stuff. Stuff that dies, then it comes back, you know. Whew. Attacks, random troop in your hand gets +1/+1. That's pretty awesome. Coalesce is nowhere near as good as I wish it was. Soul Shatter is another one we'll probably pick up if we stay in blood, but I feel like, yeah, we definitely want to just stick with this guy. A lot of good Ruby Diamond stuff in the first couple picks here. Let's see. Yeah, there's that sudden descent again. This guy's really good as well. Blood and diamond. This guy has the rebirth. That's what it is. We need rebirth to work with this guy. Yeah. Yeah, let's pick up this guy. He's really good. Sudden descent's good too, but it's getting towards the end of the night, so it's hard for me to keep up a conversation with nobody talking. Tune with Blood is probably our pick here. Soul Shatter's also really good. Sapphire and Wow is not the shards we're in. Yeah, I think we go Attune with Blood here. It's a toss up between that and Soul Shatter though. There's not too many things like when you play Hearthstone where they just destroy a troop outright. Like most things do damage and it's varying degrees of damage, that sort of thing. That's how they do removal in Hearthstone. For the most part. These equipment gets +1/+1. That's very specific to something we don't really have just yet enough of. From the wreckage. +3/+3 this turn. I think I'm going to take this, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll play it. It's nice because it does save your troop on the attack. That's a lot of, you know, +3/+3 is a lot. It's a pretty good trick, especially if you have Crush to deal the damage to their face anyways. Definitely want this guy. I think this is our table. Pick 9. Yeah, so this is our first pack. So this made it all the way around, which is ridiculous to me. I wonder if that other card's going to have made it around too. So we got 2 of these. Scouring Runet, that's pretty good. We're really not solidly in blood just yet. I mean, we do have some, we have 3 pretty good cards. But we're not, we can always pull out a blood if we need to. With, you know, this guy is Blood Diamond. That's a blood card, and then this is Blood Diamond. Probably the Soul Shatter. Blinding Light's pretty good as well, but Soul Shatter is just straight up removal. Ooh, but we got Curio over here. Yeah, I'm going to take the Soul Shatter. I think that's the thing. Curio is tempting, though. And Blinding Light. Blinding Light, normally we could pick those up pretty late, but yeah, straight up removal is always good. No fixing yet. We're in 3 shards pretty solidly now. With that Soul Shatter, that's really kind of pushing us into blood pretty good there. Hermic's good. Sudden Descent's okay. I don't want to get too much stuff that's Ruby Diamond, but I think the Hermit's really good because we can get flyers off of it. Firepower. Dealing 4 damage for 4 is okay. I think I want the flying though. The Hermit seems like the best one. Especially because we're going to be pumping up a lot of front ends on these things. Yeah. It can always buff itself and then it becomes a 3/2 flyer for 4, which is okay. Or maybe even bigger if we end up playing like Glimmer Goat or other stuff. This also, with 3 threshold, we get +3/+3, so that's always good as well. Cannibalize or Crypt Stealer or Daybloom. Probably Cannibalize here. Draw a couple more cards. 1 threshold's always good. We're looking at single threshold cards, especially. Crypt Spitter's good too. It's one of those cards you hope your opponent misreads. Sinister Veil is very specific niche situations where you want it. Like whenever your opponent is playing Rebirth, you want it. Spectralist Attendant's okay, but it's only going to really shine if we happen to have our Ghostly Carcal in play. Maybe a Treat Machine is probably what we want here. Curse and Mutation. Yeah, discarding cards is never good. So I guess we'll go with the Treat Machine. Oh man. I'm so tired. From the Wreckage is bad. Court of Souls is blood. We won't be playing it though. Yeah, we're not going to play this. It's basically a Blood Wild card. Blood and Wild are open-ish. We're going to take the Battle Master to push people out of Wild more, or push people out of Diamond and have them trend toward Wild. It looks like Wild is not... A lot of people are in Wild right now. I hate giving up this Glimmer Goose. Oh, actually, it's in Sapphire anyway, so we can't play it. Let's see. This deals combat damage to opposing champion. Artifact, constant, or troop. Champion discards a card of the chosen type. So what should we be picking with the deck that we have? Maybe Echo Horn. Troops, power and toughness. Yeah, because like if you can buff it, it's pretty good. Spoil is pretty good. Diamond and Wild is not great. So we probably would have picked up Echo Horn instead of the rare. Or Spoil, but I think Echo Horn is probably your best pick here. It's not a great pack for us, honestly. There's another Glimmer Goose. Here's a Shadow Bat. That's what we need, though. We need the Familiar, I think. It's probably what we want. We also get Ruby Wild. We don't need that. Diamond Wild. We don't need that. Yeah, most definitely the Shadow Bat. Shadow Bat looks expensive for a 3/3, but making your opponent discard an action card is pretty powerful. It's one of those things where sometimes they'll cast it on something they didn't really want to in response to this because it's like their only action in their hand. So you can force a play with it, and it's a familiar, and familiars in this set are important for different situations. So we really only have, what, 2 familiars right now? Yeah, we've got the Glimmer Goat and the Shadow Bat. I do like the Glimmer Goose. Unfortunately, we're not in Sapphire, and there's nothing really pushing me into Sapphire to pick that up besides the Glimmer Goose itself. So that's not really going to happen for us this time, this go around. Emulate, probably. Blood or Sapphire? Nope. Definitely, that's right out. Yeah, Emulate's going to revert a card and transform it into an 0/4, making it irrelevant for the most part. That's not that good. Even if I was in Wild. This is really good. That's going to be really good for someone that's in Sapphire. Yeah, let's get the Emulate. It's basically removal. The only bad part is that now they have an 0-4 that if they can buff it or do something with it, they could get a lot better. We got 31 more picks. The first picks are always the longest. People are agonizing about it, letting it tick down or whatever. I think that's going to be a bad pack for us on the return. Chaos Tongues, but they're Sapphire, so that doesn't really help. Lunge, probably the Scavenger. Yeah, I think I'm feeling the Scavenger here. That's alright. Fusion and Life Drain. Yeah, I think we just go Scavenger. Scavengers, a lot of times will just, if we play it on 3, a lot of times it does kill something when it swings on 4. You know, it can kill X1s pretty good. Kind of throw off your opponent's numbers. Oh, let's see, Chaos Bolt or another familiar or fixing. Not the right fixing. Not the right fixing at all. I think we just go with a second familiar. Yeah, we definitely go with the second familiar here. The Chaos Bolt draws cards, discard cards at random, and then deal damage equal to the discarded cards costs. Yeah. Maybe if I was shuffling things into my deck like the deck we were just playing, maybe. Still seems bad. Discard cards at random. Oh man, I'm tired. Probably Untimely End is good. This guy's also good. Sharpshooter's pretty good too. I think we go with Untimely End. We're not in Sapphire, but that's okay. We don't need to be to use this. A lot of times I almost don't want to be in Sapphire because by the time I'm using this, I have mostly an empty hand and I don't have any resources to discard. And even if I did, a lot of times I may not want to. It feels like it's a lot better when you're at like 7 resources and you have a resource in hand that you're just sitting on. Like then it's okay. Or if you happen to draw into one, then you get draw and then discard one. So you basically don't actually draw a card. You just filter your deck a bit. This guy can be annoying if he ever gets to the table. I think we need fixing pretty badly here, so we'll probably actually pick up Immortal Tears. Yeah, we're in 3 shards. We have no fixing yet, and now we get an Immortal Tears. We're hoping to see the Diamond Fox fixing, but and it's a familiar too. But that's like a pick 1 through 4 kind of a card. I think it's going to get picked in the first 4 for sure. That Fox, people start figuring out that it was really, really good in draft, especially when you're in multiple shards. As long as you're in Diamond, you can play it. Maybe another Scavenger, probably. Time in a while is not what we're looking for. Life Drain and Swift Strike does sound interesting. But it's only for one turn. We go Scavenger. Daybloom could be okay too because we've got a lot of, what do you call it, deploy abilities. Or what you might call, if you're a Hearthstone player, battle cry abilities. I've been wearing the headset long enough that it's telling me it's time to get it off. Execute, definitely. Diamond and Wild. Yeah, Zap is decent. Spoil is also really good to have around and available. I'm gonna fall asleep. You guys do the rest of the picks for me. You guys do them. I'm so ready for bed. I still have, I don't know, 20 something picks left. Diamond and Wild, no. Maybe a Daybloom. Probably Daybloom, actually. Distract is pretty good, actually, especially for a deck like this. We can have one of those. Maybe pick up a Daybloom later. It's not a high pick. We've got, there's a deploy, there's a deploy, there's a deploy ability, there's a deploy ability. So we definitely have things that Daybloom can target with deploy abilities. But it's not really a big high picked card. We will get a second Sinister Veil here, maybe. Damage. Ooh, let's do that. Shard amongst cards. Yeah, it's not that great. Let's get this. This is pretty playable. Need that fixing though, otherwise this is probably not going to happen for us. 2 cards, Crypt, 3 into play, get speed and sacrifice. Yeah, they're in my Crypt. I guess that seems okay. Or maybe I do this. Actually, I should probably just do this. This seems better. Let's just get that. Heal myself. And it's a trick, basically. It just takes care of 1 troop for a turn. But it could take care of some really big troops. Yep, we're just going to take the Zealot to push people out of Ruby a bit. So they can see, oh, Sapphire, Blood, and Sapphire and Wild are pretty open. Sharpshooter, probably. Some removal. This guy's good too. I usually prefer removal over. This guy's basically like 3 damage on turn 3, and then maybe nothing else after that. Well, I guess it's rabid, so you have to actually play a 3-drop, then play a 4-drop to have it keep going. Probably not going to play this guy at all. Oh, man. 1 more pack, and then I can go to bed. Hey, we got a Daybloom. That's an easy pickup. Now, the smallest your draft deck can be is 40 cards for people that are new to this specific game. And you kind of want it to be 40, maybe 41 is okay. Ooh, look at that, a shard. I wonder how much these are going for these days. Probably not too much, considering how many people are playing Hex now, but... Okay. Champion discards. No, we don't want that guy. This guy doesn't work for us. Scavenger's okay. Yeah. Actually, we'll actually play. No, we won't even play this, but that's a money card, really. Ruby or Sapphire. Unfortunately, we don't have either. I was kind of hoping that resources would not be rare unless they had like their own special ability, but like even resources like this one, I wish they weren't rare to just make the game more accessible. Because it just feels bad spending 5 to 10 to sometimes $20 on each resource to build your deck. You know, and resources do things. I get it. They make sure we can play the spells and the other stuff, but it just feels bad. It's like, what does that do? Oh, that makes sure that my deck is consistent and then I can play things. It's just not very exciting. Like, but what does this guy do? Oh, well, he's a 3/3 and he can die and come back to life and then make things so they can't block. Now that's a lot more exciting than I played a resource and I'm consistently having resources in play. No, that's not really what we want. This is okay, but you gotta have troops in hand. Yeah, we'd probably actually go Blinding Light here. We could pick up this guy and then hope that we could fuse him with something as well. That could be removal. Oh, except it's in Sapphire. Never mind. Yeah, let's just stick with the Blinding Light. That seems good. Blinding Light can be a real amazing game changer, like in a board state that's not necessarily favorable if your opponent attacks with most of their troops or sometimes all of them, and you have blockers. You can Blinding Light, and then you deal damage to him, but he doesn't deal any damage to you, and any damage that got past them going straight for your face is also prevented. So Blinding Light, yeah, it's especially in a critical position. If your opponent thinks it's okay to swing in and then you hit that, yeah. X damage to a troop, or any troop turns into an Ameth. What am I doing? I'm falling asleep here. That's what I'm doing. I could do the damage one, or I could do the emulate. Emulate's maybe better, more easy to use. Blood Diamond. Fall asleep. Yeah, I guess we'll do emulate. It's either that or Voltic Blast. That's not going to make it back to me, that Voltic Blast, unfortunately, but emulate's pretty good, especially because it reverts things. So anything that makes your opponent's stuff really awesome makes it a lot less awesome. Oh my gosh, 37. 18 cards in each pack. You won't find a better deal from any other card game where there's in-game trading allowed. Especially because packs are so inexpensive. So this is kind of a tough choice. We have a Devoted Exile, but we also have our fixing with our Glimmer Fox. We're going to go with the Glimmer Fox. This card has been really hard to come by in draft. It really has been, honestly. The Exile's not going to make it back to us. The Scavenger probably will, but yeah. Yep, that's tough, but that's the way it is. It's the way love goes. Yeah, it would be nice if Devoted Exile came back, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. We saw how much damage it did in Constructed, right? Opposing champion for each shard. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Basically, with Breath of Ka, you could do 10 damage, I guess, to your opponent's face for 4. If you had every shard in play, all 5 of them. That's a lot to assemble. Hexatracer seems decent. Diamond and Wild, no. Blood and Sapphire, no. Stun opposing troop. I think we're going Hexatracer here. Yeah, we just need the fixing. You get to a threshold of your choice when you play them. So, similar to what the Glimmer Fox does, except that gives you an actual shard. So, guess which one's better. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. This guy is so good for the wild Sapphire deck. My goodness. Diamond and Sapphire. I might just counterpick it, because he's annoying to deal with. But the thing is, the people I'm playing against right now are probably not the ones I'll be playing against tomorrow. The ones I'm drafting with, rather. Yeah, we're going to counterpick this guy. Yeah, counterpicking this, because it can be ridiculous and get out of hand. $12.24. Another, was that 11 picks left? Somebody's got to be AFK or something. The timer's going all the way down for everything. Or there's someone just likes to sit on the timer. Nice. Shady Gourmand will draw me cards and then get me some life, maybe. What am I doing? That's what we want. Ta-da. Like cards like this. It produces a card, a cannibalized card, so it's blood. But by itself, it's still just a diamond card that's a 1/4 life drainer. Like, aha. Almost done. Almost done. Another Shadow Bat or Shadow Rat is amazing, actually. Yeah, we want Shadow Rat. This is also familiar. Opposing champion plays an action, it deals 1 damage, and then it life drains, so it heals you every time your opponent plays an action. Not too many actions running around in this format, but I think we already have 2 Shadow Bats, right? Yeah, we already got 2 of those. I can't see us getting a 3rd one. It's good. It's good just how it is. Diamond and Wild. Sapphire and Wild. We're not going to get a single one of those. Yeah, this guy tabled. Ooh, I almost missed my pick. No, I didn't. Due to falling asleep. Somebody on Twitter mentioned the thing. They were like, stop telling streamers that they look tired. We know. I used to play World of Warcraft like this, where I went until my body shut down, and then I went to sleep and woke up and played more World of Warcraft. Wow, we don't have a lot of options here, so we're gonna go with the Glissade. but I probably won't play it in the deck. We probably could have counterpicked there. There's not a lot of good choices though. Probably Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Wow, that's kind of a late Sucker Punch. I probably should have just counterpicked that instead of getting what I got. Instead of getting Glissade, which I'm not going to use. Spoil is kind of a big deal. And to a lesser extent, Death Toll. One, two, three, four, five, 6 picks, and then I can go to bed. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'm not really seeing a lot of activity, so I'm guessing no one's really that interested in me doing a giveaway or anything. But I do appreciate everyone for hanging out as long as you had tonight. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe, of course. Or I guess you just basically subscribe on Twitch. If you go over to my YouTube, you can like things, but I need to update it. Nope. This spell is better. One, two, three, four, five. There's nothing to write home about in this deck, but it's okay. Oh, I gotta pick something. So I'll pick that. Oh, that's bad. So I'll pick that. Sinister Veil or Sinister Veil. Almost done. I should already have one of these, I thought. Pretty sure I already had one. Maybe I put it in my reserves. Is that what I did? Yeah, that's what happened. Another Sinister Veil or a Spell Spinner. I'll take the Spell Spinner. Shadow Bat again, I guess. Depends how dependent on familiars our deck is to decide if we want to use familiars. Okay, well, appreciate everyone for stopping by. I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. Had a good time streaming. We got some things done. We did not make the next rank, did we? No, but we're getting there. Until next time, this is Aaron Squire signing off, saying God bless your families, trying to raise so much out there.